since I've been into love and relationship coaching, I get different questions asked. And one question that I get a lot from men is why women do not climax from intercourse. And it would be better to say why not all women climax from intercourse, because some women do, some women don't, but most majority doesn't. Well, why is that? So let me answer this question for you. Let me go a little bit back into history. About 100 years ago, and I could go back even more, but just let's keep it a little bit like from the 100 years ago. 100 years ago, Freud said the clitoral orgasms, that was a bit immature. And the vaginal orgasms, that's what a woman should have. That was what a real woman, could do. Well, he set the standards with this one, and he was the man of the hour at that time. And people believed him, of course. And then in 1924, there was this woman, Marie Bonaparte, which was like the great-granddaughter of Napoleon Bonaparte, I think. And she was a psychoanalyst, and she wondered about the same question, why women do not climax from intercourse, or not enough, or not all. And she did something very funny. She took a ruler, just like your normal ruler, and she measured the distance of the clitoris to the vagina. And she did this with 250 women. And what came out of it is that, or the outcome is that the women who had more, the difference was more, they had a harder time climaxing through intercourse than with women who were built closer. So that would be like the first reason why women do not all climax from intercourse, because the clitoris is a little bit further away. Then Helen OConnell in 1998, a urologist from Australia, she did the first time she mapped out the clitoris with its internal nerve endings and with its external nerve endings. This was like the first time we saw really what the clitoris was. And the nice thing about this was you could see how internally wired a woman was, with all kinds of nerve endings, which is really intricate. If you look at a man and the internal wiring and the nerve endings from a man, it's not that intricate as with a woman, which is all okay, of course, but it means that a lot of men, they work in the same way, they react in the same way as with a woman. When your ex-girlfriend behaved with a certain thing the same way, your new girlfriend could be completely different. So it's very good to keep that in mind. So every woman is wired differently. Well, a lot of women know this, of course, but I think it's good to know also for men. But what does this mean, that a woman is wired differently? What can you do about it? First thing to know is you start getting to know your woman very, very well. This is your lady, you have to treat her well and get to know her very well, because that's the moment when she starts opening up to you. This is a tip you really, she does not react in the same way, and she will also not react in the same way half a year from now. It will change. These things change and take time with a lot of women, I have to say. Not all women, but with a lot of women. Then there is another thing, the clitoris again. It's very good to know that the clitoris is two to three times, or has 2 to 3 times more nerve endings than the male sexual organ has. So that means that if a man's man has about 3,000 nerve endings, a female has around 8,000 nerve endings in her clitoris. So that means that she can be really aroused and you could really use this. So you could use this to your advantage, this knowledge. So that it means that a woman most of the time is very, very sensitive. And if she's very aware of her body, she's even more sensitive. So that's also good to know. So we already have like 3 things. You know, the distance from the clitoris to the vagina. The second thing is the nerve endings. And the third thing is that a woman can be very, very sensitive. But through that sensitivity, she can be also desensitized because she has to hold back. So it is very important to give that time. Let her slowly open up to you. And what I mean also with that is maybe it's also good to know that the vagina is mostly it's closed. It's closed like this. And the moment a woman gets excited, what you really want, it will slowly open up. So this would be like the base. It will slowly open up. And the base will open up also a little bit. And this is very interesting because the base will be narrower than the inside part. So this is also very good to know because then you know a little bit what happens inside our body. And also the clitoris is always, it's not only the tip, but most people know that by now, but it's not only the tip, so I'll keep on saying that, but it also wraps the inside of the vagina and it goes around the base of the entrance of the vagina. So that's also good to know. So see what you can do with these, with this knowledge, and have a lot of fun together.